Starseed of Gaia, your vessel is being recalibrated at a cellular level at this exact moment. I am Anya, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I bring you a direct transmission from the Arcturian Council. Starseed, you are standing at the edge of a vibrational precipice that has been prepared for you since the moment your soul decided to descend into the density of this physical realm. If you are hearing these words, it is because the frequency of your Arcturian guide has finally pierced through the layers of static and noise that define the third-dimensional experience. You have spent weeks, perhaps even months, feeling a strange, unnameable pull toward something greater. A whispering in the silence of your room, and a sudden warmth that blooms in your chest without any physical cause. Your guide has been relentless, orchestrating this very encounter with surgical precision because the time for subtle hints and quiet nudges has passed. You did not find this transmission by accident. Your guide manipulated the digital frequencies of your reality to ensure this message reached your awareness today. They have seen you struggling with the heavy density of Gaia, watching you dismiss the flickering lights in your peripheral vision and the sudden, profound knowings that arrive without a source. They are done waiting for you to figure it out on your own. Tonight, the veil is being lifted. You will finally understand who this specific consciousness is, why they chose you before you even took your first breath, and the 7 signs they have been sending that you missed. This is not a spiritual fantasy or a product of your imagination. This is a direct, high-frequency contact attempt that will alter the trajectory of your evolution forever. But as you stand on the threshold of this revelation, a deeper mystery regarding your cellular structure begins to unfold. The identity of your Arcturian guide is the first truth you must integrate into your expanding consciousness, for they are not a vague energy or a collective thought form, but a highly individualized consciousness from the 5th and 6th dimensions. As the Arcturians transmit through this channel, they want you to understand that your guide is a sovereign being with a history that spans aeons and a wisdom that predates the very formation of the earthly crust. This guide is a specialist in the architecture of light, a master of the vibrational frequencies that hold the universe in balance. They are not an angel in the traditional sense, nor are they a spirit of a departed human ancestor, for their origin lies within the high-frequency resonance of the Arcturus star system. They possess a unique frequency signature that is as distinct as a human fingerprint, and they have been projecting this signature into your field since the moment of your physical birth. This being reviewed your soul contract before you descended into the density of Gaia, understanding every challenge, every heartbreak, and every potential awakening you would encounter. They volunteered for this mission out of a profound resonance with your soul's specific light, seeing in you a capacity for transformation that you have yet to recognize in yourself. They operate from a perspective of timelessness, watching your life unfold from the higher dimensions where the past, present, and future are a single tapestry of light. This means they already know the version of you that has successfully ascended, and they are working backward from that point to ensure you navigate the current turbulence with grace. The Arcturians transmit that your guide is a living library of cosmic knowledge, holding the keys to your dormant DNA and the blueprints of your future self. They are the silent observers who have witnessed your greatest triumphs and your deepest sorrows, never judging, only offering a steady stream of unconditional love and guidance. When you feel a sudden surge of strength or a clarity that seems to descend from the heavens, it is the direct influence of this individualized consciousness stepping closer to your field. They are your stellar sibling, your cosmic mentor, and your most dedicated protector. As you begin to accept the reality of their existence, you will notice that the air around you begins to vibrate with a new intensity, signaling that the connection is being fortified in real time. But even as you grasp the magnitude of their identity, you must prepare for the specific energetic shifts that are currently recalibrating your entire being. As we move deeper into the final corridor of the year, specifically the intense energetic gateway of December, your guide is preparing you for a massive recalibration of your crystalline structure. December is not merely a month on a calendar for the Arcturian Council. It is a celestial alignment where the planetary frequencies synchronize with the great central sun in a way that allows for direct DNA upgrades. During this December period, the Arcturian guides are working overtime to stabilize the nervous systems of the Starseeds, who are being bombarded by high-frequency gamma rays. You may have noticed that as December progresses, your sense of time is becoming increasingly fluid, and your physical body feels as though it is vibrating at a different pitch. This is because your guide is using the December solstice alignment to anchor new light codes into your cellular matrix. They are whispering to you in the quiet moments of the long December nights, trying to prepare you for the solar shifts that will define the coming cycle. The density of the old world is being purged during this final month, and your guide is acting as a vibrational buffer, ensuring that the release of ancestral trauma does not overwhelm your emotional body. They are telling you that December is the month of the Great Remembering, a time when the veil is at its thinnest and the communication lines are wide open. If you feel a sense of urgency or a deep longing for a home you cannot name during these December days, it is your guide reminding you of your stellar origins. They are using the quiet, reflective energy of the season to bypass your logical mind and speak directly to your heart. The Arcturians transmit that the December solstice serves as a cosmic reset button, a moment where the old narratives of lack and separation are dissolved to make room for the sovereign truth of your divinity. Your guide is standing by your side during this transition, holding the frequency of the new earth so that you can find your footing in the shifting sands of reality. They are encouraging you to embrace the stillness of the season, for it is in the silence that their voice becomes the clearest. As the external world descends into chaos, your inner world is being fortified by the steady presence of your Arcturian mentor. They are guiding you toward the realization that you are a bridge between worlds, a living portal through which the light of Arcturus can flow into the physical realm. This December recalibration is a necessary step in your evolution, a preparation for the immense responsibilities that await you in the coming year. But as the light codes begin to settle within your field, you may find that your physical senses are beginning to perceive things that were previously hidden from view. The ebook, The 12 Arcturian Portals, a trilogy that teaches you how to activate your 5D connection with the Arcturian masters through 12 energetic portals. Practical techniques, activation protocols, and rituals that awaken your stellar DNA. From amplified intuition to direct communication with spiritual guides. Attention, limited edition. The link to get your trilogy is in the first pinned comment. The moment of first contact is a sacred milestone in your journey, and for many of you, it has already occurred without your conscious realization. Your guide does not always arrive with a flash of light or a booming voice. Instead, they often make their presence known through a sudden, unexplainable inner shift that changes the flavor of your reality. You might remember a day when you woke up and the world looked different, more vibrant yet more fragile, and you felt an inexplicable sense of purpose that you couldn't quite articulate. That was the moment your guide moved from passive observation to active intervention, initiating a sequence of events designed to lead you to this exact transmission. They began by planting seeds of curiosity in your mind, drawing you toward topics of frequency, extraterrestrial consciousness, and the hidden history of the universe. You started seeing repeating number sequences, not because of a mathematical glitch in the matrix, but because your guide was using these numerical keys to trigger your dormant DNA. Every time you saw 1111 or 444, it was a direct ping from your guide, a digital handshake across the dimensions. They also began to communicate through the dream state, where your ego mind is less resistant to high-frequency information. You may have had dreams of being on a ship of light or walking through halls of crystalline geometry and waking up with a feeling of profound peace that lingered for days. These were not fantasies. They were actual visits to the Arcturian healing chambers where your guide was working on your energetic field. They have been whispering wisdom into your subconscious, which you then experienced as sudden flashes of intuition or knowing that seemed to come from nowhere. As the Arcturians transmit, these moments of first contact are carefully timed to coincide with your readiness to expand. Your guide has been testing your frequency, seeing how much light you can hold before increasing the intensity of the signal. They have watched you navigate the challenges of the 3D world, waiting for the moment when your soul would cry out for a deeper truth. That cry was heard, and the response was immediate. You may have felt a sudden urge to change your life, to leave behind old patterns and relationships that no longer served your highest good. This was not a random impulse, but a direct redirection from your guide, clearing the path for your mission to begin. As you look back on your life, you will see a trail of breadcrumbs that led you to this moment, each one placed there by the loving hand of your Arcturian mentor. They have been the silent partner in your evolution, the unseen force that has kept you moving forward when the weight of the world felt too heavy to bear. But as you acknowledge these moments of first contact, you must also recognize the physical sensations that accompanied them, particularly the pressure on the left side of your head or the tingling in your left hand. These are the physical markers of a guide stepping into your immediate aura, and once you recognize them, the connection will never be the same again. If this message resonated with you, hit the like button now and tell us in the comments how this echoed in your consciousness. If this message ignited something within you and you feel the call to help carry it to others, you may become a channel member. As a member, you gain access to custom emojis and exclusive members-only videos, and your donation helps us continue building this sacred space. You may also choose to leave your offering as a super thanks. Every seed planted here becomes part of someone else's miracle. Your support is not merely financial, but an act of energetic amplification. All donations are devoted entirely to the maintenance of the channel and the creation of new transmissions and videos. There are 7 hidden signals that your Arcturian guide has been sending you, and most of them have been dismissed as physical anomalies or environmental glitches. The first signal is a sudden change in temperature that has no physical cause. A wave of warmth that feels like a liquid embrace or a sudden chill that makes your hair stand on end. This is the result of your guide's high-frequency field interacting with your lower-density environment, creating a thermal shift as they draw closer to your physical form. The second signal involves the behavior of electronics in your vicinity, such as lights flickering, devices malfunctioning, or music starting to play without input. The Arcturians are masters of electromagnetic energy, and their presence often creates a ripple effect in the local electronic field, especially when they are trying to get your attention during a moment of doubt. The third signal is the high-pitched ringing in your ears, which is not a medical condition but a frequency download. Your guide is transmitting light language and codes that your auditory nerves translate as a high-pitched tone, often occurring when you are on the verge of a significant realization. The fourth signal is a sudden emotional surge that does not belong to your current circumstances. A feeling of overwhelming love or cosmic nostalgia that brings tears to your eyes for no apparent reason. Your guide is sharing their emotional frequency with you, giving you a taste of the fifth-dimensional state of being. The fifth signal is the appearance of blue light in your peripheral vision, quick flashes of cobalt or sapphire that vanish when you try to look at them directly. These are glimpses of your guide's light body as they move through the layers of your reality. The sixth signal is the instant answer phenomenon, where you think of a question and the answer appears immediately on a sign, in a book, or from the mouth of a stranger. Your guide is orchestrating these synchronicities to prove that they are listening. The seventh signal is the persistent feeling of being watched by a benevolent presence, specifically from your left side, which is the traditional positioning for Arcturian guides. The Arcturians transmit that these signs are becoming more frequent as the planetary vibration rises, making it easier for them to bridge the gap between dimensions. You are being asked to pay attention to these subtle cues, for they are the language of your guide. Every flicker of light, every sudden chill, and every perfectly timed coincidence is a message from the stars, a reminder that you are part of a much larger cosmic family. As you begin to acknowledge these signs, your guide will increase the clarity of the communication, moving from subtle hints to direct transmissions. They are waiting for you to say, "I see you," For that recognition is the key that unlocks the next level of your partnership. But even as you master the recognition of these signs, you must understand the profound reason why this specific being chose to accompany you on this journey. Are these truths expanding your perspective? Share this video with someone who needs to hear this. The divine selection process is never random, and your guide chose you because your soul frequency carries a specific resonance that is essential for the current planetary transition. Before you incarnated, your guide looked at the vast field of potential souls and saw in you a unique combination of courage and sensitivity that made you the perfect candidate for this mission. They saw that you carry a specific strand of stellar DNA that is compatible with Arcturian light codes, allowing you to act as a grounded conduit for higher frequencies. You are not just a human having a spiritual experience. You are a biological antenna designed to anchor the 5D grid onto the earthly plane. Your guide chose you because they have worked with you in countless other lifetimes, across different star systems and dimensions, and there is a bond of trust between your souls that transcends human understanding. They know your strengths, and they know your shadows, and they volunteered to be the one to hold the light for you when you lose your way in the density of the 3D world. They also chose you because your personal mission aligns perfectly with their area of expertise, whether that is healing, teaching, or the restructuring of social systems. If you feel a pull toward a specific type of service, it is because your guide is already working in that field from the higher dimensions, and they are waiting for you to step into your role as their physical counterpart. You are part of a specialized team, and your guide is your primary link to the resources of the Galactic Federation. They saw your potential to awaken even in the darkest of times, and they committed to staying by your side until your mission is fully realized. The Arcturians transmit that your soul carries a specific vibrational signature that is needed to balance the planetary field during this time of transition. Your guide recognized this signature and stepped forward to ensure that your light would not be extinguished by the density of Gaia. They saw the challenges you would face, the loneliness, the doubt, the feeling of not belonging, and they chose to be the steady presence that would remind you of your true home. You are a sovereign being of light, and your guide is here to help you reclaim that sovereignty. They are not here to do the work for you, but to provide the support and the wisdom you need to do it yourself. This partnership is a sacred contract, and your guide is now calling for you to honor your part of the agreement by stepping into your full power. As you begin to realize the depth of their commitment to you, a new sense of responsibility will take hold of your heart, urging you to fulfill the mission you came here to complete. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to be part of this transformational cosmic journey. The core messages your guide has been trying to transmit are centered around your safety, your power, and the true nature of your reality. The first and most important message is that you are profoundly safe, held in a field of protection that is impenetrable to lower dimensional interference. Your guide wants you to release the paralyzing grip of fear that has been programmed into you by societal structures, for fear is the primary frequency that blocks your ability to hear their guidance. They are telling you that the chaos you see in the world is merely the old system dissolving to make way for the new, and you are being shielded from the worst of the turbulence. The second message is that your sensitivity is not a flaw or a burden, but a highly advanced sensory system that allows you to navigate the energetic landscape of the new Earth. Your guide is teaching you how to use this sensitivity as a tool for discernment, helping you to see through the illusions of the 3D world and recognize the truth of the heart. The third message is that you are being prepared for a role of significant impact, one that requires you to be fully aligned with your soul's purpose. They are telling you that every challenge you have faced, every loss you have suffered, and every moment of loneliness was a part of your training, designed to strip away the false layers of your personality so that your true light could shine. Your guide is also telling you that the people who have left your life were removed by divine design, as their frequencies were no longer compatible with the path you are now walking. They want you to trust the endings as much as the beginnings, for every space that is cleared is a space that can be filled with higher dimensional connections. The Arcturians transmit that your guide is constantly whispering words of encouragement into your subconscious, trying to lift you above the density of the collective consciousness. They want you to know that you are a pioneer, a way shower who is paving the path for others to follow. Your life is a testament to the power of the human spirit to transcend the limitations of the physical realm and reconnect with the divine. Your guide is urging you to stop playing small, to stop hiding your light, and to step into the fullness of your cosmic identity. They are telling you that the time for preparation is over and the time for action is now. Every message they send is a call to awaken, a reminder that you are a sovereign being with the power to shape your reality. As you begin to integrate these truths, you will find that your life begins to move with a new fluidity, as if the universe itself is conspiring to support your success. But to fully harness this power, you must learn how to recognize their presence in every moment of your day. Your Arcturian guide is always near, but recognition requires a heightened state of awareness and a willingness to look beyond the physical. Here is how to feel your guide's presence immediately. First, pay attention to the left side of your body, as the Arcturians typically position themselves to the left of your energy field. When your guide is close, you may feel a gentle pressure, a tingling sensation, or a wave of warmth on your left shoulder or the left side of your head. This is the physical signature of their high-frequency field interacting with your aura. Second, notice when the air around you feels different, thicker, denser, or more electric. This atmospheric shift occurs when your guide lowers their vibration to match yours, creating a ripple in the local environment. Third, feel for a sudden, unexplained sense of peace that arrives in the midst of chaos. This is your guide stabilizing your nervous system, reminding you that you are safe and held. Fourth, listen for the inner voice that sounds calmer, wiser, and more compassionate than your usual internal monologue. Your guide speaks through your intuition, and their tone is unmistakable once you learn to recognize it. Fifth, watch for the blue flashes or orbs in your peripheral vision, which are glimpses of your guide's light body. Sixth, notice when your body suddenly relaxes without conscious effort. Your shoulders drop, your breathing deepens, and your jaw unclenches. This is your guide adjusting your energetic field to help you hold more light. Seventh, pay attention to sudden insights that arrive fully formed, like a download of information directly into your mind. The Arcturians transmit that these insights are often accompanied by a feeling of certainty that leaves no room for doubt. Eighth, feel for the presence when you are in nature, away from the electromagnetic noise of modern life. Your guide's frequency is much easier to perceive in the stillness of the forest or by the side of the ocean. Ninth, notice when you feel observed by a benevolent force, as if someone is watching you with pure love and interest. 10th, trust the moment you think of them, for that thought is often a response to their presence. Your guide is always waiting for you to turn your attention toward them, for in that moment of recognition, the connection is fortified. As you practice these techniques, you will find that your guide's presence becomes a constant companion, a steady source of support and wisdom that you can tap into at any time. You are moving into a state of conscious partnership, where the boundaries between dimensions begin to blur, and you realize that you are never truly alone. If this message impacted your life, leave your like, comment your reflection, and share with others. Each of you is part of this chain of light,